My name is Francine Umutoni. I'm from Rwanda, a small country which is located in sub-Saharan Africa. Rwanda was colonized by Belgium, which means that we have been using French either at work or at school as a second language. However, by 2009, the program changed, whereby we had to use English instead of French as the second language. Therefore, to change the program, the teachers, especially local teachers in primary schools, had to be trained and learn English language in order to be able to teach. However, they only did that for 3 months. After that, they were allowed to start teaching. My question for you is that, will the student ever learn anything from those teachers who only learn the language for only 3 months? Will the teachers be able to teach exactly what they know in the language which they only learned in only 3 months? That's something you have to think through as I present. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Francine Umutoni, as I said before, and I'm a public speaker for children in sub-Saharan Africa. Today I'm here to talk about primary education in sub-Saharan Africa. My presentation will be divided into 3 parts. First, I'll talk about facts concerning education in sub-Saharan Africa. Second, I'll move on to the issues and challenges that students and teachers face. Third, I'll talk about improvement that has been going on. The aim of this presentation is to kindly ask for your financial support so that children in this part of the world can be able to access sustainable education. My presentation will last for about 7 minutes. After that, I'll be happy to answer any question that you have. And there are handouts at the back of the door. Please feel free to take some as you leave. I have a question. Did you know that there are average of 60 students in class in sub-Saharan Africa? When we can compare to UK, which is believed to have the biggest classrooms in the whole Europe, the maximum student that are allowed in the whole class is only 26 students. So it's obvious that 60 students in one class, it's not that all will be able to understand anything from the teacher. In fact, only 20%, I believe, will be able to get attention from the teacher, and they will be able to get good quality education. The rest won't learn anything. Now, let's move on to my first part of my presentation, which is facts concerning education in sub-Saharan Africa. There are 10 million children that drop out from primary school in sub-Saharan Africa. This can be the whole population of Moscow city in Russia. So you can imagine how many how many illiterate numbers we gain in sub-Saharan Africa each year. And then there is also 167 million people still lacking the basic literacy skills. This is like a quarter of the world's total illiteracy rate. That's also a big number of people. By 2015, it's believed that sub-Saharan Africa will need about 1.1 million extra teachers in classroom. How will we do that? How will we get those teachers? That's a question we have to think about, but I'll answer it later. This brings me to my second part of the presentation, which is issues and challenges. The most governments in sub-Saharan Africa have recognized that they have a low qualified or unqualified teachers, most of them, especially in primary local schools in sub-Saharan Africa. So they're trying to focus on teachers' education so that they can meet the demand for those for the 1.1 million that I just mentioned that will be needed for in 2015. Therefore, to get that, they will try and teach more teachers so that they will have a good quality of education, and for that they'll be able to give also students good quality of education. There is also a problem of ignorance, especially for parents, like parents who are not educated. They might have means to take their children to school, but they just ignore it. They want their children to help them in their business or farming. So this also is a big problem in sub-Saharan Africa that we're trying to overcome. Another issue is poverty. There is a big problem of poverty because many households, especially in rural areas, are too poor to afford direct and opportunity costs for their children to enroll to schools. So this is also a big problem, and I believe that the whole problem of low quality of education is based on poverty. Let's move on to my third or last part of my presentation, which I'll be talking about improvements that have been made so far. There are so many negative facts concerning education in sub-Saharan Africa. However, we still have some positive. We're still trying to improve, and I believe that by 2020 we will have a good quality education. So in sub-Saharan Africa, the proportion of primary school age children enrolled in schools increased from 56 in 1999 to 70 in 2006. This is like the fastest increase of any region can get, especially sub-Saharan Africa, which has like so many problems, including poverty, pandemic diseases, or wars, or even child mortality. So I think this is a good improvement. It's like 14% increase in only 7 years. So I think this is well done for them. There is also like 15 countries in sub-Saharan Africa have achieved gender parity in primary education, which means that there are equal numbers of boys and girls in the class. So that's a good thing as well. Last but not least, there is access to quality education. For instance, some countries are trying to get access to quality education. For instance, Tanzania, the Tanzanian government between 2001 and 2006 and 2004, it tried to set a program that had to improve the education, especially in primary schools, and as a result, the quality of education improved across Tanzania's performance learning, and this was measured by primary education leaving examination, which improved from a pass rate of 28.6% in 2001 to 61.8% in 2006. So this is a good improvement, and this gives us hope that also other countries in sub-Saharan Africa, like Tanzania, they will also try to imitate or also set the same program to improve the quality of education. Just so to remind you, it's my duty and your duty to make the world a better place, and to do that, we have to educate the children, which are the children in the world. This was my presentation. Thanks for your attention.